This Fireside chat will give us a peek into the fascinating world of a filmmaker. Put your hands together for the magician of the movies, the maestro, the man himself, director, screenwriter, and producer, Mr. Anurag Basu. Engaging Mr. Basu in a fireside conversation, we have Zuzana Bielikova.
What an amazing career you had. And you are also taking many positions and professions during the filmmaking process. So you are writing, directing, producing. What is your favorite part of this?
Cinematography. That's my favorite.
Cinema. Oh, I'm sorry.
I also do that. These last my 2 films, I have started shooting my own film. And I think I enjoy it better than anything else.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So that was very brief. So you don't want to choose anything. So it's like a complex thing that you do.
Yeah, the film sets are amazing because, and there's so many people, there are so many talented people, and every day it keeps me excited to go on set every day if there's something new to learn, something new to do. And so in my last movie, for example, I just thought, I should shoot this film.
Okay.
And no cameraman, I'll do my own camera.
Okay.
So, yeah. And so I started really enjoying it. So I've been shooting the recent film, which will release next year. I'm shooting my own film. So, yeah, so film sets are amazing. You get to learn from all the experts and then you do it yourself.
Okay, right. So you are learning along the process and then using your new knowledge in your films. That's great.
Absolutely.
And we also heard that you started with directing soap operas. One of them was like over 700 episodes, right?
Yeah, many thousands and thousands of episodes of many soap operas, actually. And across all the channels and all the genres. I was very lucky because when I came to Bombay, and I didn't have to struggle much because around that time, there were a lot of private channels. There were a lot of private channels coming up. So there were a lot of job opportunities. So I immediately grabbed it.
Okay.
And yeah, so otherwise, trying to get your luck and trying to begin to start as your first film. I also wanted to be a filmmaker.
Yep.
But it was a very far-fetched dream for me. So I thought maybe through television, I'll pave my route, yeah.
Okay. And do you see any difference between, like creating content for TV or small screen and now for the big screen?
The biggest difference is, I shoot around a minute or less than a minute in a day. And I have to can 20 minutes in television in a day. That's the only difference.
Okay.
So that's a major difference.
Yeah.
So everything else remains the same.
Okay. And were you not afraid as well, like changing this formatting, like from small screen to big, now you have to be dependent on the box office and the cinemas?
No, not really, actually. Not really. As long as you tell yourself, I'm making a film and you budget your film. The economics of the film is very important. You make sure you shoot a film in a budget where even if it's a failure in the box office, everybody earns money. And if you keep that mathematics in your mind, I think I've been doing it actually all my life. And I've given flops, mind you. I've given box office failures. But the producer never complained because they were not in loss.
In fact, I understand. And what about this changing of the genres? We've heard that you have
television. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. That.
So how do you change your gear?
I change my gear as soon as I get out of my car on a set. No, I choose. Today, for example, if I'm shooting a TVC, I also shoot television commercial, which I have to actually shoot the whole day. I have to shoot only for 30 seconds. So I know I can finish this job by lunch.
Yeah.
I can easily finish by lunch. But then I have to actually, but there are clients sitting on the set, there are agencies sitting on set. And for them, I have to really extend my shooting till the end of the day because they will think I'm not taking my job seriously. So
you have to stretch.
I have to stretch my shooting. I have to take shot. I have to discuss. I have to so they think I'm doing my work very seriously. They're happy. They go home like that. I have to.
But you are already bored and, like...
Yeah, because I could have finished it by lunch. So you have to just shift gear, and whatever medium you're shooting, your language changes, your style changes, your shooting, your cinematography, everything changes actually. So it's lovely because you go there, today you're shooting a web series, or you have to actually shoot it in this speed, movies. Yeah, it's amazing. That's the fun actually. Yeah. Shifting gear and shifting. Yeah.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you are having like a lot of things going on in your head. So can we talk a little bit about your creative process? What inspires you? Do you, like choose the topics and the stories based on your life experience, or books, or current affairs, or what is the driving force?
It changes from films to films actually. It changes from every movie. Every movie has a different inspiration. Some came from my life. Some movies came from comic strip I used to read as a kid. So Barfi came from one of the stories, because I was working with an NGO. So I keep writing 1 page or 2 pages stories. I just write 2 pages stories so that I can, again, when I'm looking for stories, I can revisit.
Okay.
And those 2 pages.
Okay.
And then I read those 2 pages again. So they're a collection of these 2 pages stories, a lot of stories. So I go back to this, and then I see whether this can make into a movie or not. I go back to my old stories, and those inspiration can come from anywhere.
Yeah. So actually, Barfi was one of my films that I wanted to ask, like, where did this idea come from? So
I'll tell you, when I grew up in a very small town, and there are 2-3 ideas. The Barfi inspiration is like, I cannot pinpoint one small thing. So I grew up in a very small town where they have this one theater, and there was one theater which was, I don't know whether how the steel plants of India are, like, they're small town, and most of the steel plants were made with Russian collaboration, when you have a small little Russian club where they'll have a projector and they will show a movie. So my childhood, we used to see a lot of Laurel Hardys and Charlie Chaplins.
It is.
And so I always was looking for a film which can, play homage to that, and it can have the Japanese kind of films. And I never had a story about that. So one day, I went to this, the NGO I was working with in Sanskar Dham. So there was this special kid, and who was out of control. Teachers couldn't control. So they called this guy called Murtaza. Murtaza was a peon in that outfit. Murtaza came, and Murtaza started speaking to that girl, who was an autistic girl. And I realized she was deaf and mute.
Okay.
And within seconds, he could control. There was a chemistry between him and that girl. And I came back home, wrote 2 pages story, kept it aside, moved on, other film. Then after that, again, that story was calling me again and again. I realized this is the film where I can actually combine both. I wanted to make film which less dialogue, more silences. So this was it.
Okay, great. Thank you. And I also wanted to ask, do you work with the same crew members, like, except yourself? Or do you change crews?
Not really. My core team is same since last 20 years.
Okay,
my core team,
Wow.
And everybody. And from art to production design, even cameraman, actually, cinematographer. I've worked with only 1 or 2 cinematographers. My core team is same.
And how does that help you? Like, it's like this kind of security that you know what you expect from them, or?
Disadvantages too, because, they take me for granted now.
Okay.
And so they know this is my work, this is there, he's not going to run away. Okay. My job is secured. So they take me for granted. But the hindsight is a fun shooting with the family, because they become like a family. And their kids become our family. So it's like an extended family. When you go and shoot, and their kids call me by different name. Everybody call me differently. They don't call me uncle. So I'm somebody's chachu, somebody's mamu, and all this. So they all are nephews. And so it's a big extended family. It's fun when you go for shoot and outdoor with everybody. And it's amazing actually.
So now you have new crew members, like the family members, the kids?
Not really. I have new crew members who are relative of my old crew members.
Okay.
So So actually, they're not new members. It's just extension of extensions.
Okay, right. Okay, but that must be really like comforting kind of feeling that you have this kind of family on your behind your back.
Yeah, and most of us actually we grew together. My first film was my editor's first film. My first film was my production designer's first film. My first film was first film for all my crew.
Yeah.
My first day on any film set was my first film. I've never been to any film set before. So we all started together. So, and we are sticking together till today.
And you grow together.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's amazing. Great. So as we are here on this event where they're on offer many locations, so I know that you also travel abroad and you choose different locations. So how important are the locations for you, for your films?
Very important, actually.
Okay, so they play the main character.
They do, because sometimes what triggers sometimes. The mood and the tone of the movie will decide the location. Kind of this is the mood, this is a tone, this is a color I want, and then you start thinking of location or where I can shoot this, where I can get this mood. Sometimes a key scene, a very important key scene. And you think of this scene, where should I shoot this scene? And sometimes that one scene can decide the location for the whole film. So it changes from film to film. Actually, I have decided initially, my first film and the second film, it was only budget actually. It was nothing to do with creativity. Wherever you can shoot your film cheaply, you go there and shoot.
Okay.
That was it, because my budgets were very low when I started. And I used to shoot, a lot of people know here, I'm talking about Mukesh Bhatt, Vishesh film. So I would shoot there. I would only shoot wide shots, no close-ups.
No.
Because I didn't want to waste time even to shoot close-ups. So we had very handful of budget. So I would come back and cheat all the close-ups here. So there was no budget. So first few films were like that. And
So would you say that now when you are writing or preparing a movie that you are already thinking of some, like destination location where you want to have this story?
Yeah, constantly. Because, when I write a story, I kind of first draft or a sketch. Then I'd like to travel to the place where actually I'm going to, and then I finish the script there so that I travel and write.
Wow.
So,
you travel there.
I travel there. Get the feel, and then the location become part of your organic. It's a very organic process. Then location becomes part of your story, and you see certain roads and maybe train or something. Then just valley and this, and then it becomes part of your scenes. So I just write a skeleton story and select the location and go there and finish the script.
That's amazing as well. So, and is there any location that is your favorite?
There are many actually.
Yeah.
There are many locations. There are a lot of places I want to go and shoot, because I travel a lot. And wherever I go, I say, someday I will come back and shoot a film over here. So there's a huge list of locations and places I want to go, travel and come back.
So you have a long bucket list?
Long bucket list, yes.
And so you shot mainly around here, Asia, or did you travel as well, to some distant places?
I have shot everywhere actually. I have shot in New Zealand, I have shot in Australia, I have shot in Korea. Korea was an amazing place. I don't know why. I thought after me, a lot of Indian movies will go to Korea and they start shooting, but I have shot in Seoul, and they're amazing. They are very film literate people over there, and the crew was amazing. I was among the first people actually who shot in Thailand. There were not many. There was South Indian movies were shot in Thailand, not before. The first Hindi movie was The Murder, which was shot in Thailand. Shot in USA, I shot in New Mexico. Yeah, a lot of places. South Africa, Morocco.
Yeah. Okay. And so when you are preparing a script, you said that you like to be in that place and finish that idea there. So is there anything specific that you are looking for at the location? Like you mentioned, you want to see the train or a house or a specific kind of maybe some animals, or what is it there, on the places that catches your interest?
For my next film?
Yeah, let's talk about your next film.
Okay. Yeah. For my next film, I'm actually in talks with actually, I wanted to shoot part in Azerbaijan, I think, and my next film. And also there's a portion in the film which is in East Europe, and it's a road trip. So I'll be spending time with people over here tomorrow also as well. My team is coming. Let's see.
Okay, great. And what about now the audience? So when you are preparing a movie, do you think about like local audience or also international audience, like the appeal of the film?
It's very tough actually, and it's really tough the most of the film. I try to do it to have a global audience, just not Indian diaspora. The kind of movies I've made lately, last 2 years. I'm not talking about the films which I made earlier.
Yep.
But it's tough actually, and most of the Indian movies are made for Indian diaspora.
Mm-hmm.
And we are still hoping. The way the world has developed taste for chicken tikka, they will develop taste for all kind of movies.
Mm-hmm.
But it's I don't know when it will happen.
Okay.
But I think we are still trying, and I don't think it will happen very soon, because we are so busy just making movie for Indian diaspora. We miss a large audience actually.
Yes, it is.
Korean film, for example, they are as young as our industry. They started making movies when we started making movies, but they have the audience. We make 10 times more movies than Korean movies, but they make 10 times more money than us, because their movies are seen by everybody, and our movies are only seen by Indian diaspora. So yeah, that's the difference.
Yeah. But your movies travel, right? I remember that like Basu was screened at Busan Film Festival,
Busan,
and some other international film festivals. So that's also great, like that you are telling this kind of like universal stories that can travel.
Yeah.
And also, I think that maybe the filming in the locations can help to travel a bit as well.
Yeah, it did. But when the follow-up of Barfi, I made another film which did really well outside, and but failed in India.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a very tight rope you're walking on when you're trying to make a film which will work in West and India both. It's very tough.
Yeah, that's sure. Okay. And so how would you describe, I don't know, I would say, has the Indian cinematography or films changed over the course of your career? Like, where is the direction now going?
Frankly speaking, I was 5 years back, I was thinking it's changing for good. But I think we are going back again.
Okay.
So is this 2 steps forward, 3 steps back? So the kind of stories which are coming now, which are working with the audience, are the kind of story which used to work in 70s and 80s. Yeah. So you don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we've seen as well, like there are a lot of like art house filmmakers as well that have films now in Cannes and other international film festivals. But then you have like a lot of like successful local films that are made for this local audience.
So yeah, we should. There's a lot of problems. Payal is facing a lot of problems. They're releasing her film over here, and there's not a big audience for indie films. So if you don't know, there was an era in India. A lot of Indian audience will know this in 70s and 80s, where there were all kind of filmmakers. There was Shyam Benegal who was making movies after movies, indie films, which was hitting theater. There was a big audience. There was hugely commercial film director like Manmohan Desai and Amitabh Bachchan. Huge star. And there were like small indie films. Amol Palekar, he was also star. There were all kind of movies that were made in that era. And everybody was making money. And there was a film for all kind of audiences. We are yet to reach that, that there's a movie for all kind of audience. Everybody can go in theater and see
that there is a variety.
There's a variety. So we don't have variety right now. Varieties are not working. People are making film. People are trying, but they are not getting audience.
I understand, but still, you are getting this renommé as well.
We all are trying.
Yeah, right. Okay, and can you tell us a little bit more about your upcoming film? So you mentioned that you are going to shoot it in Azerbaijan and Eastern Europe.
Yeah, I've just finished one. I've just finished one film which will be earlier next year. I'm getting into another film, which is it's a romantic film, a dark romantic film. I don't know what genre. It's all like this mishmash of all these genres, genre blending film, and it's going to release later next year, which has a lot of foreign shooting. It's a road trip film. And I have to decide a country, I have to decide a trip, and then I have to. So I'm going to go into road trip for myself to write that film. And after that, I'm making a biopic actually, which I'm very looking forward to next year, later next year. Yeah.
Okay.
Biopic of a singer.
Okay. Great. So many projects. So I just wanted to ask, how many films do you shoot per year? Because it seems that you're
No, I just shifted gear now.
okay.
For last 8-10 years, my kids were small. I told myself I'll just shoot a film in next. Now they have grown. That I don't have any work to do now.
Okay.
They've gone to university. So I'm again back to my old self. I put my car into fifth gear and I'm shooting.
Right. Okay. So now we have only a few minutes remaining. So maybe if there is any question from the audience.
Hi Anurag. Any plans of returning to the role of an anchor? I think in 2010 you had done that reality show on Ki Kaun Hobe, being biggest fan or something for Zee Bangla. So any plans of doing that, because so many reality shows are going on? I mean, I comment less on the content of them, but any plans of as an anchor or a host?
No, actually, I'll tell you one incident which, I've stopped doing reality shows right now. I used to judge few reality shows. I think you must have seen, they were dance reality shows. So, one day I went to one of the shopping mall, Infinity. One mother came to me and she came to me, sir, when she clicked picture and wanted to click picture with a kid. And then she asked me, sir, आपका dance class किधर है? I decided I should quit these shows now. So उसने पूछा डांस क्लास किधर है? So actually they thought I was choreographer. If I don't know you're getting this joke or not, but they thought I was a choreographer. So I decided to quit all these reality shows. So I'm not doing anything more.
Thanks a lot.
मैं अपना काम खुद करूँगा. Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Basu. I'm Chaminda from Sri Lanka Tourism.
Yeah. Hi.
Just when we were doing Bombay Velvet 10 years ago.
Yeah, people have this confusion between me and Kashyap. He was retro Burfi. I am, Bombay Velvet. Tell me. Yes, ask me.
Anyway, there are countries who offer incentives, and so there are countries that they don't offer incentives, but there are different schemes. What do you prefer most?
See, when I was shooting Bombay Velvet, country, my set was standing there for 3 months. Yeah, you remember that? There were 3 months my set was standing there. But and I think Sri Lanka was very kind and the government was very kind. They thought, they didn't charge us for that extended stay and the set was standing there. And then a lot of infrastructure problem was there. We had to actually take a lot of cars over there. Everything is shipped. Everything was parked there. I think 4-5 months it was there. And Sri Lanka, I don't think we should expect incentives for neighboring countries here. Why should we expect from Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, they are neighboring countries? We should not expect. Actually, we should give them incentives. When we and when we say we are big brothers, we should behave like big brothers. Yeah.
Thank you. So that was the closing remark, I would say. And thank you very much for staying with us and listening to this amazing director, writer, producer, and cinematographer. And so it was very nice to get to learn more about you. Yes. Thank you so much.
Come on, ladies and gentlemen, I think we can give a standing ovation to Mr. Anurag Basu.